Hello, for this is Jewel for another Monday's Emissions from the Heart and part two of the waiting vacation. Last week I talked about we were on the vacation, so the 7 days. What was it? 4 days on land, 8 days at sea is now over. We flew home yesterday. So now I'm home. It's late in the afternoon. I thought I would have had this recording done way earlier this morning, but the day you get back from a vacation, there's so much else to do that has nothing to do with your vacation. It's almost like you need a vacation from the vacation sometimes. So just did a long day of all kind of other stuff. So anyway, I just gotta tell you how I told you last week that I was on, I'm trying to think, that would have been Monday. So I would have been maybe only a couple of days into the 12 days. And I could already tell that this vacation was going to be way different than any other vacation I've ever gone on. And it has turned out to be that all the way through. And I'm going to just give you a whole list of stuff that's different that I've ever done. I have gone on vacations without my husband, so that's definitely not new. Gone on vacations with girlfriends and that didn't make the difference. This is probably the one time, other than the one time that I went on a vacation with one girlfriend, I have gone on not really a vacation, but it was a business trip when I was a travel agent with one girlfriend. But we were on a business trip and it was a cruise, and we were on that cruise to work. We were on Royal Caribbean and they had us in classrooms, so that was a little different story. So that was not a vacation. It was a working cruise with a little vacation added in there, but we had to work. This time, this is a full vacation, one person. So, what was different is all the stuff that I ended up doing on the trip. Like I said, 4 days land, 8 days at sea, 4 days we're in a hotel resort on the beach, which I gave you last week. And then you also, if you had a chance, hope you had a chance to check out the video of the resort and the facility that we were in. This time I did not do any videos for the travel vlog, the travel YouTube channel for the cruise line we were on. Because actually, not even this cruise line, the cruise ship, which was, boy, other ships was getting ready to pop into my mind and not the one I was just on. We were on Oasis of the Seas. I was on that 2 years ago with two other friends, and I did a whole video information on that and a written article about that. So I didn't feel like I needed to repeat any of that, so I didn't do any videos about the cabin because the cabin was a standard balcony ocean view, so there was nothing new there to add to the travel YouTube video or the travel blog, because I speak and I write articles. So I didn't do any articles. I didn't write any articles. I didn't do any videos. So that one thing right there was different. So my computer was only used for the 4 days on land, but it never even came out at all while I was at sea. That's totally unusual. Did not use the computer. I did everything on my phone. I had internet access. I always get internet access when on a cruise because usually I have to write articles. I usually have to do videos. I have to do something. But this time I used it totally on the phone and not the computer. So that in itself was different, just having the internet on my phone. So it was real easy posting pictures on Facebook, which I could do phone or computer. It's just that what I do with the phone, that I have my camera, because I take pictures on my camera and I take pictures on my phone. So the pictures from my camera, I use Wi-Fi and transfer the information to my phone and post them. So it's a lot easier, quicker. And that's exactly what I did all week. Posted every day, took pictures with the camera, Wi-Fi'd it to the phone instead of going through the computer. Because I had no reason to go on the computer because I wasn't doing any articles. So it's like, computer was probably like, wow, I'm 8 day vacation too. I'm on the trip, but you're opening me up. So that was different, just doing everything on the phone. And then I learned because of that, I'm glad this happened because when you're not able to use your phone because you have it off because either you didn't buy the internet or I'm using, sometimes, like I said, use the internet on the computer because I'm not going to get internet for the phone and the computer. It's just one device, and I'll just flip one off and flip the other one on, or vice versa. I'll flip it back and forth. This time I didn't do any flipping. I just did it all on my phone. So what I learned, which is interesting that I hadn't known this before, that because of that, I had Wi-Fi callability. So I was able to call my husband every single night and talk to him. Where before, if I didn't have the internet on the phone or didn't have access to my servers, because access to my server meant so much a day, and I did have my international plans available just in case I needed to do something on the cruise or did something on the land when we were off the cruise ship, but didn't have to use any of that. Because I discovered, because I was on the internet of the cruise, which I did pay for, I was able to call him every single day. Wi-Fi is not costing me any extra money. Like, oh, I'm liking this already. Had all my texts coming in, no problem. So I was up to date, so I didn't worry about every time I'd get to a U.S. possession or got to a land mass that was tied to the U.S. that I could catch up. I was caught up all week. So that was interesting, having internet on the phone and not using the computer. So I'm loving that. I'm like, can't wait to figure out how I'm going to use that next time, because I won't have real need to be calling anybody, because I was just wanting to call my husband. That was the only reason to be calling anybody. And then just anything that might have came up. I'm glad I didn't have to have any calls from doctors being concerned with that. So that was good that was not an issue, even though a couple things came up that had nothing to do with doctor. And I was glad I was able to make the communication, either text or phone. So no articles on the computer. Everything's on the phone. And then I didn't have a schedule for all 12 days. The first 4, those things just randomly happened. I can't remember if I said that or not because we were in the middle of day 1 or 2. But every day of the week, there was not a schedule of what we're going to do that day. Other than, okay, I know I got to get up every day. Got to have a quiet time with God. I got to have breakfast. That's the only thing that was on the schedule. The rest of the day happened randomly like it did. And it's not random because God orchestrated my schedule completely, and every single day was fabulous because it was like, well, I wasn't planning on doing that or whatever. I didn't see that coming. So it was totally unplanned, unscheduled, all 12 days. Woo! And it were such fabulous days. You could read more details about the actual what we did by going to the written articles I did for the first 4 days. The things we did on land. The sea, no articles, just pictures. So if you're on my Facebook, then you see the pictures of what we did every day. And it wasn't like it was a big whole lot of stuff because we did 4 islands. We went to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, St. Martin, and Coco Cay. St. Kitts, I had people from my church come and pick us up from the ship. We spent the day with them, and they gave us the best tour ever of that island. I had been to St. Kitts with my husband probably a good decade ago, so it was fabulous. Just, wow, now I really know the island more, and now I have 2 new friends from the church. I already had one deep friend from the church there, and he the one that set up the hookup with the other 2 people to get the fabulous tour that we got and the fabulous food. They took us to a great restaurant, and the food was the best, being able to eat real St. Kitts food instead of, I don't know, tourist food or something that we would have got on the ship. And the crazy part of the dinner, the lunch we had was a late lunch, so it was about 2 o'clock. So we were so full from that we weren't able to go to dinner at 5 because we were too full. So we didn't even go to dinner, and we just ate a light snack later that evening from the Windjammer, maybe at 7, 8 o'clock. Cause I know every 4 hours I gotta eat something. So by that time I was getting a little grown belly, but not so much because we had a good filling late lunch. So we didn't have to go do a sit down dinner at all. We were good to go. And then this was the first time I ever went to the spa. I didn't go for a spa for a massage because I hate to say this because most people say, oh, we love massages and come out all relaxed. I'm one of those people that I have yet to find anyone who could give me a massage and I'm loving it while the massage is happening. Because 9 times out of 10, I am not loving it because it's just, I'm not loving it. I know I got some tense spots, filling in the shoulders, because I'm always doing this or whatever. So some tight spots, but I've learned that I should have a Swedish massage, but I have yet to have even that where I was like, oh man, this feels so good. I'm so relaxed. I'm going to fall asleep. No, I have yet to have that. So I don't even think about getting a massage. Any massage I've had over the years have been painful or something, and I don't want to go there. My husband and I had a romantic one, and that was the most painful one we've ever had on the beach. And this is not romantic at all. Yeah, we were in pain, and later on, we was all loosey-goosey, and, oh, it's nice now. But at the time, it was like, what the? Ow, ow, oh. Nah. So, massage is not what I went to the spa for. I went to get my toenails done. So I had a pedicure, and that was wonderful, because that was a massage, too, because she massaged my legs, and then did what she had to do with my feet, clean the feet, and put nice little nail polish on it. So that was nice, just chilling and chit-chatting with her about her life and what she was getting ready to get off the ship too, because she was a nail tech and is getting ready to leave. Her tour of duty was done, and she was going to have the next 3 months off, and then she'd be on another ship. So she was counting down the days till this cruise is over so she could be back home in Jamaica. So right now, she's back home in Jamaica with her kids for the summer. So she has a good 3 months, so I'm glad for her. So that was the only reason I was in the spa. So that was nice, just chilling out, getting my nose done, my tail, 9 feet done. So I have some nice, pretty feet. And then, a lot of times on a cruise, okay, we eat lots and lots of food. And you probably don't remember, I'm really a Weight Watcher person, meaning I'm a person that actually records every single day what meals I eat. I think I probably does have that on a video somewhere back there. There's a video about what I do every day. I record everything I eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, all day long. That way I have a handle on my weight so I could pay attention to, oh, okay, this is why I went up because I had that blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, wow, this went down because that's why I had that blah, 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 blah. So I record everything I do. And some trips, and I just only did this maybe the last couple of years where I took the advice of another Weight Watcher. She does the same thing, especially on a cruise, because a cruise, kind of hard to okay, I got a little nip over here, I got a little over here, I got a little ice cream over here. How you going to record all that? So a lot of times on those days at sea, we'll write down TMC too much to either TMC or TSR, too much to calculate, too much to record. So this time I said, no, I'm going to record everything. And I did it. I had no problem all 12 days. The land is easy because you're not nibbling around like you're doing on a cruise. Cruise food, there's cruise 24/7, and you would forget about, I forgot about the ice cream cone I had. And, I forgot about that little hunk of pizza I just walked by and got, that kind of stuff. Who remembers that? But this time I had no problem. Not a problem. All 12 days I recorded every single thing I ate, and I didn't gain any weight. I was like, because on a cruise, one thing I love about a cruise, even though we did it on the land too, we got to walk everywhere. You got to walk to your meals. You got to walk back from your meals. You got, you just can't, the meal is just not right there. You got to walk to them, going up and down the stairs. And I try to do stairs as much as possible. And then, so I was like, when I weighed myself yesterday, I was like, I maintained. I didn't gain or lose. I wasn't planning on going on either way. But usually I gain a couple pounds on a cruise, but this time I did. It was almost like the first year I started Weight Watcher when I really was overweight, 53 pounds over. And that first cruise, I was on it, recording everything, and I actually lost 2 pounds. And people are amazed how you lose 2 pounds on a cruise. Yes, I am, because I'm following a Weight Watcher plan to the T, and I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking. I keep it active. I'm eating and I'm walking. So basically I did the same thing this time, but I recorded it all, and I didn't gain any weight, and I didn't lose any weight. So I maintained. So that was not the plan, but that was the positive effect that came out of it. The fact that the different part was that I was able to record all that and still without losing my mind. The good part about recording that it had kept me in control of what I was eating, because it's like, well, you know what I shouldn't eat, and when I had those days where I was not going to record it, but you just allow yourself to eat more than you should be. And the danger in eating more than you should is that it hurts, because when you eat more than you should, it hurts. When you eat, you should be energized, because food gives you energy. If you're falling asleep and your stomach is in pain, then you know you ate too much. The body got to cut you off, cut you down, because it has to put you to sleep so it can digest all that crap you just put in your body. But nope, you're supposed to have food, you're supposed to have energy and ready to go. So there we go. I was good to go, and I maintained. So that was a different getting back to the recording, because I still record all normally, but cruises is just a little harder. So that just helped prove to me that I still can record on a cruise. And then my wardrobe was different, because a lot of times I like to wear a lot of sundresses when I'm out of town. So when I'm on a cruise, this time I took way less sundresses than normal. I decided, I'm just going to do shorts and t-shirts, and only have sundresses for the evening or whatever, maybe 1 or 2 days. Because usually when I'm on a cruise, I wear a sundress every single day. This time, I wasn't feeling it, so I just wore shorts and t-shirts, and then only 1 or 2 days where I maybe had a sundress all day long. So that was an interesting thing. I can't even explain that. It was just like, I don't know if because my husband wasn't there, and I'm like, but because I know I've been on 2 trips before, and I went with the girls, and I had my sundresses on, so this time I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't. So I just went with the flow on that. Shorts, t-shirts, dress every now and then. And then got to read a lot more. And I love it when I get a chance. I intentionally, when I go on a cruise now, make it a habit as a tradition. I just started the last couple cruises. So this last one, I brought 2 books. I was hoping to get both of them read, but there was no way. The one I finished, and what I do is I finish reading a book, and then I leave it in the library of the cruise ship, and I write a little note in there saying something to the reader. I hope you enjoyed this book just as much as I did, and date it and say we're on cruise ship, blah, blah, blah. Because sometimes, who knows, maybe those books may have a chance to go to another ship. I don't know. So I left one book, didn't finish the other one, because there was no way I was going to be able to finish that, and I wasn't planning on it. Once I realized, no, this is not happening. I'm just leaving the one book. And I did. But I got a chance to read a whole lot more. I got a chance to read every single day, and that was nice. And it was just extra relaxing. I mean, I'm a person that likes to get up and go, do this and do that. But when I do relax on a vacation, I relax. But this time, it was maximized relaxation. I just didn't do some of the things I normally do on a cruise or a vacation. So, and when I'm saying that is because I like to be in the water. I brought my swimsuit. I brought my snorkel. I brought my scuba snorkel. My scuba snorkels. My snorkel, my scuba mask, and my swimsuit. They all stayed dry. 12 days. Didn't go in the ocean anywhere. Didn't go in a pool. There was tons of pools on the ship, tons of pools at the resort. Ocean, naturally, where our resort was, because you just walk to it. The ocean, every time we were on land, ocean, I wouldn't feel it. Just like, no. And then once I got too far into we were like, no, this baby's gonna stay dry. I just hauled these 4 things. I brought 2 swimsuits on top of that. So that's 5 pieces of equipment. They could have just stayed at home. But the minute I did that, I'd have been like, I wish I had brought my swimsuit. I wish I had brought whatever. I didn't even do the whirlpools. Wasn't feeling it. So I don't know what that was about. But that was all good. Didn't have to do that. Didn't have to do the water thing. And then in some cases, many cases, when I'm snorkeling, I need to have a buddy with me, like my husband, because I can't go snorkeling alone, because you need to have a buddy to protect you while we're in the ocean. If I'm in the pool, I'm cool, because I can do that by myself. I'm good. Got a lifeguard there, or even if there's no lifeguard there, still got somebody. But in the ocean, that's a whole nother story, especially when you're putting yourself on the food chain intentionally. So I need somebody there to pay attention to the fact of where you are and paying attention to each other. But I had no desire to do any of that. None of that. Can't explain it. I just know it happened. It's the first time that's ever happened. So I can't imagine that happening again because I love getting in the water. And I didn't do anything, any water at all. Only thing I did was put my feet in the ocean when we were in Florida. So Polly and I did walk up about a mile along the beach, and we had our feet in the water the whole time. But I didn't do that. Polly was in the water all the time. She was in the pool. She was, what do you call it? Jacuzzi, all that kind of stuff. So her suit got plenty wet. Not me. I was chilling. I was doing somewhere else. I was reading. I was chilling, laying out. I don't know, talking with other people, but I wasn't in the pool. And then my health, all 12 days, I was laying flat on my back or on my side, which is huge. So I don't know if that's the Nakala, because everybody keeps asking me, have you had any results of the Nakala yet? Because you've had it in a few weeks, and these results yet, because I'm still hearing you coughing, sniffling, blah, blah, blah. Those 12 days, I was laying on my flat on my back, and laying on my side. That's huge, because before I went on a vacation, I was sitting straight up in the bed because of the need to breathe, because if I lay down, then I'm having a breathing issue, so I can't lay flat or on my side because I need to be able to breathe. So while we were both on this trip, we were freezing, so we both got a little runny nose drainage going on because I hate that when their cabin is too cold, and we put it down as low as we could, but we still was freezing. So, and then, so we both got a little sniffles because of the air conditioning. So that's the only negative part, but that has nothing to do with me being, I guess, just got a little worse because of the sniffling thing. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad, because I can't live in the air conditioning anyway. So that was huge. 12 straight days, 4 in the hotel, 4 in the resort, 8 on land and the sea. Not a problem. Laying flat. And then last night when I was back home in my own bed, I was still laying flat and on my side. So if that's a Nakala, yeah, amen. Because I get that second shot next Monday, as a matter of fact. So I don't know if I'll talk about that on next Monday's Emissions from the Heart or not, because it'll just be another shot, not a big deal. Unless all of a sudden I wake up and like, what? I'm not coughing? What's going on? But so far I'm still coughing. And of course I got the little stuffy nose because of the air conditioning situation. But anyway, the sleeping flat, that's huge right there. So that means something is going on differently in my lungs for me to do with that. Then, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, so one thing I did do that I normally do, because I was thinking I was so relaxed. I mean, so relaxed that I was walking slower. I was talking slower. And you all know that I talk really fast, but I was talking really slow, walking slower. I was taking my time, just had nowhere to be. 12 days. What's the big rush? Got an open schedule. Nothing else to do anyway, because the schedule works out the way it is, because God scheduled it. And stuff happened. Tons of stuff happened, but not like I planned it that way. It just did. So I was so relaxed. And I love to dance. Okay, I love to be in the water, and I love to dance. I thought, oh man, it's getting late in the week. I probably won't even, I don't even have an urge to do dancing. I'm like, wow, that's really weird. Like, I may be thinking, oh, I can't be sick. I'm just so relaxed. I'm like, yeah, dancing is a workout. But I couldn't resist because Royal Caribbean, yeah, some of the cruise line does the same thing too. I just thought about that. I think they did. But anyway, Royal Caribbean always has these silent parties. These are parties where you put headphones on and they have either 2 to 3 different channels going on, different colors flashing, and you hear different music. So everybody's dancing to the beat of the music that their headphones are doing. So everybody can be doing something different based on whatever you're doing. So I just love doing that because I don't know. Well, then I don't need a partner either. I just dancing to my own beat and I can ignore everybody else. I don't care what y'all doing. I'm doing my thing. So they had a silent party. They had 2 of them. One of them was a family. silent, shush, silent party. I'm like, okay, family, whatever. Sure enough, there's a bunch of kids in there. There's adults, kids all the way to, an older person at this thing, but it's family. So I'm like, wow, this is different because you got a bunch of kids running around, playing around, dancing, doing whatever wild stuff they're doing. I mean, real kids. I mean, kids like 5, 6, 7 years old, not teenagers. Teenagers is a whole nother animal. I'm talking about real kids, like babies to 5, 6, 7, run around. So I'm like, well, okay, this is already different because, got them here. And I always thought, too, I said, are you guys listening to the music? Some of this music is kind of inappropriate for some of these young people being in here. But hey, you playing it. I hope y'all not thinking about the kids. Ask the parent, well, what are they saying? What's that all about? Right? Yeah. But kids aren't listening to this stuff, so I guess that's the world they live in anyway. I just thought they would have been a little bit more selective. They did throw a little couple kiddie stuff in there, but most of the stuff was not so kiddie. So I went to that one. And then right after that, they had a Motown hits. So that meant between the silent party and the Motown party, I danced for a full straight 2 hours. That was like, fabulous. So I did do something that I normally do, and that was 2 straight hours. 2 straight hours. Great workout. Because I had just had for dinner chicken parmesan. I had to think which kind of parmesan I had. Chicken parmesan with the usual spaghetti, and a dessert, and appetizer. And I walked out of there kind of like I had to roll myself out, like, oh man, I'm too stuffed. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this dance. Woo! It probably worked out because that was fuel, just to work it off. Because once I get it all done, it was like, it was gone. Like, I needed that for fuel because I never did stop, didn't get a drink, nothing. 2 straight hours. Like, man, how did that happen? Well, you had a lot of fuel in there. It was just like I was having a race and I had carved up, literally, moments before. Not the night before, moments before. So 2 hours of dancing, that was the best. Anyway, so on the last couple of days we went to, on the last Saturday, which is the last full day on our cruise. Yeah, is that the last full day? Yeah, because we didn't have a day of sea after that. We went to Coco Cay. We just went there and just laid out on the beach. I had been to Coco Cay twice. I had been in the ocean when I was there before with friends. Last year with more friends. The first year I went in the ocean and in the pool because they have pools on Coco Cay. So we did both. And then last year with 4 friends and myself, we actually just did the ocean. This year, I didn't do nothing that, because I told you, I didn't get my suit wet. And Polly didn't get in either. So I don't know what she would, maybe because she'd been doing it all in the pool and she wasn't feeling it at this point either. I don't know. But we both just got us a lounge chair in the shade, and was just laying there. Neither of us had brought a book. Should have brought a book, but didn't matter. We were laying there, drinking strawberry daiquiris, water, whatever, just chilling, literally chilling. But it was hot. It was hot. We in the shades. I don't know what it would have felt like in the sun. I know they had warned us to be hydrated. I had been there twice before, like no big deal. But this time, it must have been hotter. We were in the shade. Hot. Did nod off a couple times, but it was good. Just laying there relaxing. And it got so hot though. I ate a lunch. After that, my body was feeling like, time for you to go back to your cabin, even though it's freezing. But right now, you need that cold. So I left Polly. She held it out there for maybe another hour or two somewhere on the island. And I went back and got in that cabin, that nice icy cabin now. That was feeling so good after being in the heat. I got funny fellows having mild case of whatever the lower one is, heat exhaustion. Yeah. Because heat stroke, I'd have been in real trouble. But having a little bit of something, because my body was like, you need to go chill your body down right now. You're kind of hot. Took a good old long nap. I was out. That felt so good. Could be a nice nap. They don't do that often. That was a long nap. And doing it in air conditioning while I was freezing to death. But it felt so good. So I took a nice little nap, and that was fabulous. So I think that's basically it in a nutshell all the things that was a lot different. The main difference is it was restful, completely restful, more restful than I've ever been on any experience, cruise and land combined. With one girlfriend, we both got to meet a whole lot of great new friends, and we have new friends, Facebook friends, more, got phone numbers, all kind of stuff. So I'll get to see some of them. I've done that many times. I'm still friends with them afterwards on other cruises. But yeah, that was the most restful situation. So now I'm back in the real world, trying to stay restful. So it's okay, maybe can I keep this slow talking, slow walking, see how long that lasts. Well, it's kind of hard to do when you got so many things to do, and that's not my natural character. But it was the rest that I needed while I'm waiting for the surgery that's happening in 5 more weeks. So 5 more weeks from today, it'll be July 14th. So next 5 more weeks, I'll be still working, driving, riding with students, and all kind of other stuff that I do, stuff at church or whatever else I'm doing. So it's not really a busy schedule either, because it's intentionally not scheduled to be that busy. So the next 5 weeks, as I get ready for the surgery on July 14th. So that's how this experience was a whole lot more restful. And what I wrote an article, a devotional about this yesterday, so you could check out that devotional. It's a shorter version of what I just said, because I didn't go into all this kind of detail. And the main thing I mentioned in there is about it being restful. I did that. But I learned a lot about myself. I just love that when God sends you somewhere to rest, to ponder upon yourself and on myself and my relationship with Him. And then I got to know Polly a lot more detail. I've known her since 2011, because we've been doing these long walks and 60-day walks and everything since 2011. So that's a lot of years. Actually, 2012. I did meet her in 2012, but I really got to know her even deeper after 12 days with her alone and not being distracted by other friends that we are walking friends. So really got to know myself big time. I'm like, wow, okay, God, need to change that, or oh wow, that was pretty good, So it was great having these great deep conversations with Him and learning more about myself, learning more about Polly, and just being at rest and not having to do anything if I didn't want to, and I didn't. So next Monday and Mondays admissions from the heart. Don't know yet what I'll talk about. Like I said, I'll have the next Nakala shop. I can't imagine me talking about that, because it's no big deal, hit shot. So we'll see what God has me to talk about next week, when I'll be 4 weeks away from the surgery. So hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you can go on a vacation where you get to be totally for real rested, like I was this week, this last 12 days. That was nice. And I'm thanking God for a restful time, and then a deeper, closer relationship with Polly. So, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll see you next Monday, and we'll talk about something else. I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to give you the scripture to go with the video. And the scripture for today was Matthew 11:28-29. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." That's in Matthew 11:28-29. And that's what I found during that week. Rest for my soul. And just get to lift off any burdens I was carrying in, whether it was psychological, physiological, emotional, whatever. It was just 12 days. A perfect number 12. Just thought about that. It's a good number 12 of rest. See you guys next week.